Well, it was really good to get back to practice today. We were anxious as coaches to get back to work, and we had a really good workout, upbeat tempo for the first day back. I think the focus and the emphasis on these first few practices is, really on fundamentals, doing the basics, doing a lot of the practice type stuff that we would do more in camp, when we're starting to get ready for the first game of the season. Because the players have had a couple days off, so a couple weeks off. So even though they worked out 3 times during finals week and worked out on their own 3 times while they were home, still carrying the gear, doing the practice is something that they got to get back into and get used to. We're going to work 5 days here until the 23rd, and then we will break for Christmas and come back on the 27th, and practice through the 31st, travel on the 1st, have a normal work week out there when we get out there. But I'd like to congratulate all the players that we had that received postseason honors. There are many. I'm proud of each and every one of them, but more so, even the guys that won the national awards, whether it's the Heisman, the Butkus, the Lambert, whatever it is, those are really team awards, and I think everybody on our team should be proud of the part they played in helping those players have success. And I think all our players were very generous in their sharing of their awards when they received them. And I think that all of the other players were very happy for those players and feel good about the fact that people got recognition outside. We also had 5 guys announced today in the Senior Bowl, which is a great opportunity for those guys, and hopefully we'll get some other guys in some other All-Star games so they can do that. But our focus right now is really on this game. It's kind of a one-game season. The players need to focus on playing their best football. It's not about what's going on outside of here. That's the way we need to practice. That's what we need to do. That's how we need to prepare. And they can assume they're probably playing against the best player they played against all year and maybe the best team. Teams like this don't get in championship games if they don't know how to win and don't expect to win and don't have the character to do it. So it's going to be important for us that we get back to where we're physical and aggressive in what we're doing, that we play with the mental and physical toughness that we need to play that kind of trademarks our team, as well as the fact that we need to get back to excellent execution in terms of what we're doing. So those are the things that we're really concerned about trying to accomplish, especially reestablishing those things in these first 5 practices. Drew Davis was sick, today. Dante Hightower was sick today. So those 2 guys were medically kept away from the other players and practice. We're hopeful that they'll both be here and ready to go tomorrow. But it'll be day to day with those guys.
Coach, first, the last 2 weeks, what have they been for you? What's your schedule been like? And is it frustrating at all to kind of go from the build-up of the SEC and just kind of hitting the brakes and not be as busy with the next game right away?
Not being as busy.
Well, not as
I've
busy.
been busy.
Not the
Call my
game.
wife and ask her how busy I've been, because I'm catching it on both ends. Now I'm catching it from you like I didn't do anything the last 2 weeks. Well, we've been twofold in terms of what we've been trying to do. Obviously, these 2 weeks are only 2 weeks that we can recruit, most certainly for us until after the bowl game, so we lose a week later. We lost a week in the beginning. So we covered a lot of ground over a 2-week period in terms of recruiting, and we're also trying to prepare for this game. It takes a lot of time and to look at the tapes. It's a new opponent for us. We haven't seen a lot of them, so and our entire coaching staff is trying to do that. And now we're practicing and preparing for the game, at the same time. So we've been very, very busy, and trying to solve one problem at a time. So just like we do in the game, you play one play at a time and do the best you can for every play in the game for 60 minutes, and that's what we're trying to do with our days right now so that we can do a good job of being well prepared for this game.
Coach, can you comment on the job that Cedric Irvin has done for you as an intern and his readiness to, I guess, move up the ladder?
Well, Cedric has done a good job for us as a player when we were at Michigan State. I think he had a very successful high school coaching career, and he's done a very good job here for us in the 2 years that he's been here as an intern in terms of his off-the-field work and as well as the relationship that he develops with a lot of the players, more as a guy that's in our kind of player development program and getting the guys to do what's right, keeping their head right, and having a good attitude and all that kind of stuff. But I think Cedric has certainly got all the ingredients of being a very, very good coach. He's a hard worker. He's a good communicator. I think he'd be an excellent recruiter. And I think he's a very, very good teacher, even though he was not allowed to coach on the field here for us. He worked quite a bit in the weight room and in off-the-field duties.
Coach, just housekeeping, is everybody good to go academically after the semester?
Yeah, we had a good semester academically, and we don't have any academic casualties. We didn't even have anybody that just passed 6 credits. So we were well above where we need to be.
And also, you mentioned focus being on this game. Given all the awards, 6 All-Americans and all the other awards this team has had, do you feel like you need to say anything to get these guys back focused on what they need to be focused on, or is that something that you trust in this team to know that?
Well, I think every player's got to manage his business. I think you get ready to play a game in every way. And I don't think that any award that any player got is going to help us have success in the next game. And I think every player's got to manage himself and make sure he remembers the things that he did to be a good enough player to be recognized to win an award. And that's what he needs to continue to do. So we need to be looking forward at the challenge that we have ahead, and not be concerned about what's been accomplished to this point. And I talk to the players about that, and I think it's important that they understand what it takes to be successful and the focus that it takes to get ready to play a game like this, and what it takes to win games like this. So, and I think they understand, and they worked hard today.
Coach, you talked about the Heisman being a team effort. Can you talk about what Mike Johnson has meant to the offensive line, from the start of the season to this point?
Well, Mike has been an outstanding player for us, and he's been recognized, by several All-American teams because of his consistent performance and good play. But I also think that probably more importantly from a team standpoint, he was elected team captain by his peers because of the leadership that he provides. And I think that our offensive line, which started the season being a little bit of a question mark, certainly has been an area of this team that he impacted quite a bit with his leadership and his performance and his example. And I'm sure the one thing that that doesn't go unnoticed with us as coaches is the impact that he had on the other people that he plays with, and how his positive energy and enthusiasm helped those guys all play better, which really in turn helped our team be a lot more successful.
You're traveling out to California as a team, but there was an alternative for them to fly individually, and they could have pocketed some pretty good pocket change on that. Can you talk about what that gesture
Well, we have an appeal in to try to return some of that. We had really logistical problems. The only direct flights that our players could get were from Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, or New Orleans. So we had a lot of logistical problems in terms of guys making connections all over the country to try to get travel. We gave the players the option to get direct flights and travel on their own. This was not an edict from me. This was a decision that the players made when they looked into it, that they would like to travel, on the charter. because of the issues that would be created by trying to get into whether it's LAX or John Wayne, which is a lot closer to where we're staying. So that it was really the logistical issues, and the players made that decision. I did not make it. So, and we have an appeal into the NCAA because we think it's very, very unfair that because of our location, our players won't be able to receive a little bit of the extra money because if they are going on a charter because they don't have any other viable means of transportation to get there, that they would be penalized, where other players can go from major airports and get direct transportation that's close by. It's a little bit unfair to our players, and we did appeal to the NCAA on behalf of our players so that they could get some of that.
Coach Stallings has said in the past that Alabama fans loved Coach Bryant. They just tolerate the rest of us. I didn't know if there was anything that when you came here, that was there one thing in particular that you had to learn about the culture of Alabama football, and was there one thing that Alabama fans had to learn about you and the way that you conducted your program in a way that's been beneficial?
Well, you know,
thus far?
the second part of that you have to ask the Alabama fans, because I don't really know the answer to that. You know, and I wouldn't want to speak for them. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the passion and the tradition, and all the people who worked hard for many years, which was Coach Bryant primarily, in establishing, you know, that tradition. But I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Stallings and what he accomplished here, the number of games he won, the national championship that he won, and the program that he had. So I see all the people who contributed, you know, to the success of the program here, players included, as a big part of the tradition of the school. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for that. But really, guys, there's no place in the country that they don't expect to win. You know, they expected to win at LSU. They expect to win here. That's the expectation. So, and if you're a coach and you don't know that, and all the love that you get, whether it's love or tolerated or whatever it is, it's conditional on one thing. You know what that is? Winning a game. All right, and if you don't, and all fans are that way, and I love our fans, and they have been a tremendous part of our team here since we've been here and helping us build a program, and they've been positive, they've been very supportive. It's helped recruiting, it's helped our enthusiasm on our team this year, and the support they've given us home and away has created a tremendous atmosphere and environment for our players to play in. And it's a significant part of the team that helps us be successful, and I appreciate that more than they know. So, but I don't have any expectation from them, and in terms of being tolerated or loved or anything else, you know, I'm just hoping that I don't get kicked because the dogs get treated better than me when I go home. That's what I'm trying to. And it was my anniversary yesterday, and I forgot. I didn't know what day it was. So, you know, things are not going real well right now for me. I tried to buy a present and made a nice card, did a lot of things, but, you know, there's a few things that you ought to know, that when I go recruiting for 2 straight weeks, I kind of lose track of the date and the time and all that. So it was not. But I have a wonderful wife. She's very understanding and very supportive, and has been very beneficial to helping us be successful through the years too, and I do appreciate it. And I wish her happy anniversary, even though it's a day late, probably $1 short.